any death checks that come in, I make sure that I deliver them and I get a signature
Mm.
because whenever I walk up to the client's family and hand them a check for ever how much it is, 100,000, 200,000. The last one I did was 1,500,000.
Wow.
Um, I literally I flew out to Omaha so I could hand the check to the folks. I handed them a check for 1,500,000. The woman hugged me. Never seen me before in my life. I did everything via webcam with her husband, and I ended up handing them a check for that. And she hugged me. She's like she didn't even know, she was speechless at that point. Until you're able to do that as an agent, you you don't know, and you'll never see the end product of what you've done and what your work is.
No.
A lot of agents think that the end product is watching their numbers go up in the checking account. It's not. It is not. It's whenever you actually see what happens after all your work and everything else has done, the joy that you actually, even though it is sorrowful,
Mm.
even though the joy that you see handing a check to somebody, you know that their life is going to go on and they're going to now have a remembrance of the person who left that to them.
Man, you're speaking to in a different vein than we typically do from a podcast standpoint. But man, it's so valuable and important to hear. And like, it's just, again, it showcases like why we do what we do matters so much. What's going on? Welcome back to the CA Power Player Podcast. I'm your host, Cody Askins. Man, I'm excited for today's podcast, man. We got a special guest. The dude is crushing it within our Power Player community. He's a good dude. He plays Santa at Christmas. He loves human beings. And he is someone who's actually got a really cool story about how Power Players is helping him along the way, which we love and we're grateful for. This individual started his own agency a long time ago. He's been in the business since 1995. He started as a debit route agent, which is unheard of. That's how my dad started. You don't want to start as a debit route agent, by the way, but in 95, a lot of people did. He's helped thousands of clients along the way. Please welcome, for the first time ever, Mr. Chuck George.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Dude, thank you, buddy. I love it. You sound like Elvis there for a second. Thank you.
Yeah, I try to sometimes. Santa Claus,
Man.
Elvis, whatever celebrity comes across.
Amen, dude. Amen. I love that. That's great. Chuck, you mentioned previously, like actually on our Power Player call last night, that being a part of the community has kind of kept a spark, so to speak, and like you've had some better months when you were around the community and involved. Speak to that for a second, and then I got some questions I'm ready to hit you with.
No, not a problem. I started tracking. I mean, one of our Power Player events, we talked about just kind of charting where we are. We have a Monday morning get together and we look at our chart for the business and see where we're going at, what we have planned out for the week. I kind of implemented that after we met there in California, and we talked about that. I implemented it in my agency, had the agents start sending me the stuff that what they planned on doing that week. I already had their calendars in their CRM, so I could see when they're meeting, who would no show and stuff like that. And I started noticing that every time I went to a Power Player meeting, or I got to talk to somebody on the phone, and David Price was one of the guys I talked to at one point. I started noticing some of the stuff that happened, and I would get these little nudges, little bumps in the road in the thing where I'd have an upsell in just a little bit. Now, I don't know if it was my spirit or what happened going, but it would just, I noticed these little bumps every time I had a Power Player thing. So I started looking at it and it started charting up. And December, I was playing Santa Claus so much that I wasn't able to make the one in West Palm. So I just kind of noticed it. Then I looked back at it and says, I got a little bit of a slump. So whenever somebody had said this, and I don't remember who it was, it might have been the coach, but I think it might have been David too. But somebody had said it. Even you had said it before. When you're around like-minded people, you do better, because even if you're the dumbest one in the room, if you're around the smart people, they will rub off on you at some point in time.
Amen.
And I'm noticing that happening. Whenever I didn't make it in December, I flunked. I started getting back into a rut that I had before I joined Power Players. Now,
Mm,
when I joined Power Players, I keep seeing this build up, this build up, this build up. Now, I didn't fall back down to the previous point of not being in Power Players,
sure.
but I did notice the flump because I didn't have that daily and monthly influence that we had going in of a positive nature that was always able to build on me. Our clients know that if it's positive, that makes them positive. When you're kind of medium of the road or you're sulking a little bit, our clients tell it in their voice subconsciously, and it kind of scares them a little bit. So we need to be more positive, and this is what's partly happening whenever I'm doing this, as well as some of the speeches I give whenever I'm talking to my agents and stuff. I'm building them up and getting them going. I mean, it's awesome to see whenever I do this, especially when I come back from one of our meets and our retreats. My I have That's one of the first time I see all my agents together in one spot, on the Zoom and everything else, and I get 100% participation when they know I'm coming back from a retreat. And whenever it's just a regular meeting, I don't get 100%. So they're wanting to feed off of me when I come back from the retreats, and it's awesome the way
Cool.
to see how that goes.
Oh my gosh, dude, that warms my heart so much. Thank you for sharing that. It's a testament to, for those that are listening, whether you're listening on video or audio, that proximity is power. Uh, we can all learn from each other. And but when you get agencies that are pushing, they're driving, they're trying to build something, and then they're all on the same mission as you, and you get them together to really share ideas and rub shoulders. It's special. Like not everybody's invited. But it's a private mastermind for people that want to grow. And Chuck has been someone who's been a great addition. He's a good dude, really good human being. And it's cool to see a bump because, dude, in business, you've been doing business in insurance since
Yeah,
'95,
yeah,
right? Like in business, anytime you can find a way to get a bump or an increase, um, I mean, it's like, dang, dude, shoot, that worked. Let's put the pedal down and let's do more of that. You know,
yep.
you've probably seen that over the years.
Oh yeah. I mean, even I think it was in the Denver retreat. Medicare and Missy gave me an idea for one of my things, and I ran with it. Now, I mean, that's completely what I do not handle. Is I do not work in the Medicare field, and that's all she does. But she gave me an idea for some of the marketing stuff that came down the line. I'm like,
Mm,
man, that's awesome, and I noticed a bump right there too. So if I
wow,
had not been at that retreat, I would have never gotten that idea.
that's awesome. Gosh, that's so cool. Yeah, it's interesting because we look at that kind of stuff as like such an expense when in reality it's an investment. It's a chance to shortcut our growth and learn and ideas, getting creative, getting strategy. Man, it helps along the way. I'm
Oh
sure
yeah,
there's been a lot of strategies that you've ran into over the years. Um, whether it's before your time of being involved here and 8% and power players and all that, which we're grateful to have you involved. Why did, let's go back to the beginning for a second, man. Why did you get started in this business?
uh, tragic tragedy actually. Um, I started back in '95 as a debit agent. I kind of got out of it for a couple of years, and then I got back into it because of this one incident I had. I was a firefighter paramedic,
Wow.
and firefighters, as the paramedics, we see the worst of the worst. We see the worst before the cops even get there sometimes.
Mm,
So I responded to a call. It wasn't anything. Guy fell off the roof. Thinking broken bone, maybe a broken leg. No. I got there, 28-year-old guy, dead. DOA. I had to pronounce him dead right there on the scene.
gosh.
Hooked up the electrocardiogram to him, what we call the Life Pack 12. Hooked that up to him. He flatlined. Nothing I could do for him. I had to tell his wife. They had two little kids in the house. Had to tell his wife, I'm sorry, he's passed. I let the funeral guys come, take care of it. The coroner come there and take care of it, filled out the reports. And we just jumped in the truck and left. And it wasn't to us that's not a big thing. And I didn't think anything of it actually for just a little while longer. About 3 to 4 months later, I get called back to the same house. Possible suicide. When I got there, the lady had lost her kids to DCF. The She had tried to commit suicide because she had nothing left. The house was in disrepair and she literally had no money left at all.
Mm.
Now, being the fact that I was in insurance before and I sold life insurance, I was like, why couldn't I have mentioned this to her? Why couldn't she have just answered an ad about life insurance for her husband? They were literally living paycheck to paycheck with her husband. And whenever her husband passed away, she didn't have a job. So when the husband passed away, that was it. There was no money. There was no savings. There was no retirement. There was nothing. The house was being foreclosed on, disrepair. I mean, she was done. She literally was done. And that mindset that stuck in me at that point in time, like, okay, let's I'm not going to let this happen to anybody again. Anybody I know, I'm going to tell them. I know it's a thing that we're always saying we're always closing. Well, yes and no. Yeah, we're always closing, but I want to tell them, hey, listen, for a little bit of money here, I mean, even term insurance policy, a little bit of money, you can get protection that you don't have to follow into this.
Mm.
And I vowed to myself, I would never let anybody I talk to ever again at least hear what I have to say about this instead of just going through it and not telling them about it. So every time I meet somebody new, I tell them that, yeah, I'm a life agent. I'm a life insurance agent. Says you can either run away now or talk to me later. I mean, you're going to have your choice. And
Mm.
they laugh at me a little bit, and then we talk a little bit about. Be honest with you, that's the way I've gotten most of my clients. I mean,
Wow.
I have ads out there on Facebook like about everybody else does. But be honest, whenever I talk to somebody I introduce myself as a new person, whether it's at my son's ball game or soccer game or wherever I'm at, I sit there and they ask me what I do. I say, yeah, I'm a life insurance agent. And it goes from there. Whenever I started back into the business right after that incident happened and retired out of the fire department. So for a while there, firefighters work 24/48. So I only work every third day. So in the meantime, in the 48 hours I had off, I worked the insurance business. So I just kept it going. But that's
Gee.
why I'm in the business. I make sure that people don't suffer that and commit incredible sins. Yes.
Yeah. Goodness gracious, man. It's I got goosebumps when you were sharing that story. Like that is very
Don't feel bad. I still get them myself.
man, dude. That's that was powerful. But it's a testament to um, why you do what you do, why we do what we do matters so much.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I mean, and there's a lot of people that struggle and suffer. And guess what? To your point, she lost her husband. Maybe they had a good family. Maybe the kids were happy. Maybe the bills were getting paid. Maybe everything was fine. And the next thing you know, they lose
Yeah.
one member of the family, and it all just falls apart. They lose the house. She loses the kids. She doesn't want to live anymore. Like, and that could have all been. I mean, literally, you said 90 to 120 days. That's how quick
Yeah.
something can happen in life, and it proves for those that are maybe new to the business listening, like, it proves that being a career insurance agent, um, you see a lot of stuff. You
You will never until an agent actually does it. And this is one thing I do with my agencies and my agent. If we do have, and I will freaking fly to wherever I have to do this, because it's not the joy I get out of it. It's more of a satisfaction because it's sorrow. It is sorrow when I do it.
yeah.
But I have any death checks that come in. I make sure that I deliver them and I get a signature
Mm.
because whenever I walk up to the client's family and hand them a check for ever how much it is, 100,000, 200,000. The last one I did was 1,500,000.
Wow.
Um, I literally flew out to Omaha so I could hand the check to the folks. I handed them a check for $1.5 million. The woman hugged me. Never seen me before in my life. I did everything via webcam with her husband, and I ended up handing them a check for that. And she hugged me. She'd like she didn't even know, she was speechless at that point. Until you're able to do that as an agent, you you don't know, and you'll never see the end product of what you've done and what your work is.
No.
A lot of agents think that the end product is watching their numbers go up in the checking account. It's not. It is not. It's whenever you actually see what happens after all your work and everything else has done, the joy that you actually, even though it is sorrowful,
Mm.
even though the joy that you see handing a check to somebody, you know that their life is going to go on, and they're going to now have a remembrance of the person who left that to them.
Mm. Hey, man.
So,
There's a lot of people that haven't. Man, you're speaking to in a different vein than we typically do from a podcast standpoint. But man, it's so valuable and important to hear, and like it's just again, it showcases like why we do what we do matters so much. What is it like for those who may be new to the business or they've never had it, right? Because I've had to do the same thing. Um, what is it like to deliver a check, whether it's 10 grand or $1 million? What's that really like for those that haven't got a chance to like experience that yet? And they're just trying to sell and peddle policies and they haven't got a chance to like dive in and see the fruits of their labor to a degree. I mean, they don't want to because they hope everybody lives, but like it's going to come a time if you're in the business long enough that like you're going to have, unfortunately, that's going to happen and you're going to have
yeah,
to help.
I mean, your clients are going to age out. I mean, I
Yeah.
was, what was I, 24 when I got in the business,
Wow.
and it's
You've
like
been
I didn't expect that, but then now it's like way later, and I've delivered several checks. The
30,
first check,
31 years,
pardon me,
31 years,
yeah,
I mean,
and it there's nothing like it, to be honest. I mean, you don't. It's one of the it's one of the happy joys. I mean, it's a sorrowful joy, I guess you'd say, or a happy joy. Um, but to see, knowing the person that passed. Now, I've done them whenever I've had to deliver term policies because they were in their 30s and they got died and they got in a car wreck.
God,
But to see the husband's face, knowing that, hey, listen, I can now continue my work because I have enough money to, my kids can actually go to daycare when I get out of work, and I can continue my work and my kids are still taken care of. To a wife that says, I can actually now stay home with my kids instead of having to go get a job and losing the contact I have with my kids. I mean,
mm,
you see the whole setup, um, and it's another feeling, and to me, it kind of elevates you as an agent to understand what happens whenever you're looking at the entire picture and knowing that my job's not done when the commission hits my account.
yeah,
My job is all the way through to the end when you deliver the check. And
yeah,
if people get that in their head, comparatively, a lot of this will, the service end will get you a lot bigger bank account actually than what it does. I mean, it all comes down to money to a certain degree, but the joy that you get in it whenever it happens.
yeah,
I've had more, at the point I'm at right now, I actually have more people coming to me that I've already dealt with
mm,
and having a reoccurring book of business, nothing more than just a service that I provide them. They know they're going to get a Christmas card from me. They know they're going to get a birthday card from me. They know they're going to get a phone call from me at least once a year to
yeah,
say, hey, it's about that time of year again. We need to go over your books
mm,
and policy review. They know they're going to happen. They know it's not AI or anything else. And so I had one woman caught me, one woman say, I missed her call. Literally, I forgot to call her one day, and she calls me and said, "Hey, you didn't call me." We're like, "Oops, I'm sorry, ma'am." So, but
Wow.
if people understand that whenever the job's not done until you actually see it all the way through, service is part of the job. You actually, and people say, "Well, you don't get paid for service." I beg to differ. You get paid for service whenever you deliver that check, and they said, "Well, my husband left another policy to me. I need to reinvest that check, and let's put it into an annuity, or
Mm,
let me put it into an IUL for my kids, so they'll have money whenever something down the line comes."
that's right.
So you're is reinvesting yourself. So yes, you are getting paid for service. You just have to do it the right way.
Yeah, man, so powerful. Most agents do not. I love that you're like, man, that's just when it starts, when you sell. Because you're right, most agents just sell and they move on and they never hear from the agent ever again. And
Oh, I haven't replaced. I don't replace policies, but I do take over service whenever the other policies or the other agent either get out of the business. The like 8%. We know that only 8% make it in this business.
yeah,
Well, that's 92% that doesn't. Well, that 92% is somewhere I get a lot of my clients. I don't replace the business that they wrote, but I do continue to service on that contract, which gets me more business.
yeah. Did you wear a Santa suit for the Christmas card?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
everybody knows I'm Santa.
Yeah, I love
So,
that.
so if Chuck, if the Santa Chucky,
Santa Chucky. Oh, that's good. Oh my gosh, that's good. That's
Halloween, Halloween, I did a bad Santa
a
one
bad.
time. Yeah,
Oh, that's
so
good, man. Yeah, I mean, you're finding a unique way to stand out, and it's become part of your brand. Like, I love it. I love it. Gosh, that's good. Is there a better career than this?
to me, no. Like I said, I did a fire medic, and I ended up coming back to this.
Mm,
I mean, you can't. I am, even though I'm like sitting in my office here talking to you and everything. I am not a really big office person.
mm.
I to be honest with you, I closed three of my biggest deals I have ever done in annuities while I was sitting leaning against a rail in Walt Disney World.
Shut up.
Yeah, I was on my phone closing a deal while I was sitting at Tiana's Adventure in Disney World 2 years ago.
Wow. Wow.
And I'm not a big office person, but and I like to travel. I like to travel a lot. We got Portugal coming up, and my wife is
Boom.
like, my wife cannot even think about it. She's already buying shoes and dresses and
Let's
everything
go.
else
Let's go. I'm
for.
excited about that
So,
trip. Yes.
but
We get to
it's
travel the
going to be
world
fun.
together.
Pardon me.
We get to travel the real world together. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, that like no other business would you be able to do this.
Yeah. It's special.
And as long as I have an internet, I can work it and close deals. I'll be working when I'm in Portugal. As an agency owner, you always are working.
Yeah.
You don't
True.
take days off. I
True.
have I have agents calling me. I have clients calling me all the time. So I had to put my phone on silent right now, so it thinks I'm asleep, so I can talk to you.
Nice. Let's go. That's hilarious. There's so many I may save some of this for the extra questions for CA Studios, but there's been so many angles to we could take this podcast, so much value, unique information for those that are like really trying to build something when everybody else is just like, they're talking about marketing and they're just talking about selling and closing and you're talking about really what does it mean to be a career insurance agent? What does it
Oh
mean
yeah,
to be different? What does it mean to take care of people? What does it mean to service people? What does it mean to deliver checks? Um, I can attest it's a special feeling when you were able to help a family prepare.
oh
Uh,
yeah. There's no feeling like it. I mean,
it's amazing.
you're on top of even though it's kind of like you're on top of the world after somebody's passing,
Yeah.
but knowing the fact that they're going to have a better life,
That's right.
or at least maintain the life they do have,
Mm-hmm.
is very much of a reward in my mind.
Yeah.
So even though it's solemn, but somebody had to die to get there, you know that their legacy now is going to live on.
That's right. Amen. And you're helping them with that, dude. If they want to learn, I'm gonna save a few questions for CA Studios, the extra content. If they want to continue to follow you and learn more, get in touch with you, because I think you can help a lot of people in our industry too, man. What do they do, or where do they go?
CharlesGeorgeGroup.com
Mm,
is my web address.
that's great.
I also have my email is chuck@cgeorgegroup.com. And feel free to do either one.
I love it.
So my chat bot is actually currently down on my website. I'm hoping to have it back up, but the chat will actually come to me. It doesn't go to an AI.
Oh, cool.
The chat will directly come to me. Or even find charlesgeorgegroup.com on, or Charles George Group on Facebook, and send me a message.
I love it. I'm sure that they will definitely do that. Thank you for being at 8%. Thank you for being a part of Power Players. And thank you for sharing all the knowledge of what it's like to do this for a long period of time and help people at a really high level. Amazing information, incredible podcast. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, appreciate
I'm
you.
glad to be there. I'm glad to glean any information I can from anybody else.
I love it. Amen. And I'm excited to jump to the CA Studios and ask some additional questions. Guys, thanks for hanging with us. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you being part of the Power Player podcast. If you haven't checked out CA Studios, training videos, courses, conference recordings, live dials, all the stuff, and behind the scenes content of the Power Player podcast.
Yes.
You can check it
A
out.
lot of stuff there.
Amen. CAstudios.tv. We'll see you over there, or we'll see you next time. Kaboom.